Hello, everyone. My name is Tim Seaton from Yokalize. Do you ever find your marketing a little on the confusing side? Yeah, I think most of us do. But when it comes specifically to loyalty programs, small local business owners, they all tell me the exact same thing. They've all tried it. Their definition of a loyalty program is just giving away stuff to people who are doing business with them anyways, and they all definitely feel that it does not work for them. However, the challenge is that we've got that perspective on one side of the coin, and then we've got the perspective of large mega artisan corporations who invest millions and millions of dollars successfully into loyalty platforms. So why is that, do you think? Now, part of that obviously is the fact that they've got a tremendous amount of expertise and very, very smart people in their own marketing departments, figuring all these things out. They've got big budgets and lots of money behind them as well. That's not all of it, but we will touch on that a little bit later. What we do know is that today's consumer is completely online, whether it's a laptop or a home computer, whether it's on a cell phone, they're always emailing each other, and consumers are texting as well. Now, when it comes to e-commerce businesses, they have had a strategic advantage for a long time. Now, I'm not sure if a lot of people really realize this, but when we log out and purchase something online, we are providing those e-commerce companies with our email address, our names, addresses, phone numbers, and our device IDs. Now, why is that such a strategic advantage, I wonder? We have been losing money or losing customers to these mega artisans and online shoppers for quite some time. Yet still 85% of retail transactions are done in person within a brick and mortar store. So it's not so much just focusing on getting yourself an e-commerce website that's going to solve the problem. Let's focus on the 85% of transactions. That's the meat and potatoes, the heart of every local business owner. When it comes to the data, now I kind of led you down the garden path when it came to what the e-commerce companies are doing. They are collecting a tremendous amount of money. And what they do with that information is then they promote their business. They monitor and measure their marketing activities, and then they make adjustments, and they do it again, and they refine them over and over and over and over. And that's kind of the core of any successful marketing campaign, but it does start with that data, the data that companies are collecting. Now, as a small business owner, a locally owned business, how can you collect data? You know, it's kind of awkward walking up to someone in the middle of your store saying, can I have your email address, or can I have your home address? It just doesn't translate quite as well as when you're on an e-commerce site and you want to get something shipped to your home. So, but still, people carry with them a cell phone. A cell phone is jam-packed with technology. It's connected to the world through GPS, through Wi-Fi, through Bluetooth, and they've got cameras, so you can scan QR codes. These are all tools that are available to us. So when it comes to Wi-Fi, you know, we've walked into many businesses, whether it's an automotive dealership or a restaurant or a cafe, and there's a piece of paper that's taped to the front door that says Wi-Fi password, and they're giving it a password so that consumer can then use their Wi-Fi for no cost, I guess. So if we were to take that same process and change it very, very slightly, and instead of just giving them a password, have them log into that system, have them provide us their data as a cost to use that Wi-Fi system. Small difference in respect to the process, big difference in respect to marketing prowess and marketing availability. Similar for coupons. Instead of investing in those paper-based coupons that then just get stuck in the bottom of your cash till that you have to reconcile at the end of every day, have a consumer show you a QR code as part of an app that allows you to then track who that consumer is, what that redemption was, and what time of day it was. all automatically. A tremendous amount of information just by changing the process slightly. Same thing for loyalty. Why use a paper-based sticker or stamp-based loyalty card? Use a QR code embedded into some other technology like an app. Very different results, very similar processes from both you and a consumer perspective. So once you have this data, what are you going to do with it? Why would I even endeavor in doing that? Well, it comes down to developing relationships with your clients, both current and future. Once you have that data, you can send them directly an email or a text message in a personalized manner using their first name. You can track their visits when they walk into your business. You now have their device ID, so that you know who it is that has that cell phone. You can track redemptions. So there's a lot of details that can be harvested simply from gathering a core base or a foundation of data about your current customers. Now, it can't just be an email address. It's got to be an opted-in database that is collected in the right way, and that is so critical. So, when it comes right down to it, there's a couple of huge leaps when it comes to what you can do with this data. So, as an example, as any business, we invest a tremendous amount of money when it comes to getting new customers. We invest money in websites, in Google ads, in Facebook social posting. There's a lot of infrastructure, a lot of money and time invested to get someone to walk into your business for that first time. But what do you do to ensure they come back a second time? I was talking to someone who invested in Groupon a number of years ago and said it didn't really work because, we saw a bunch of people redeem coupons where I lost money, but very few of them did we see them again. So what if you could then increase the chance of a second visit from a new customer by 72% by doing something as simple as sending them an email and saying, thanks for coming to our business. We really enjoyed seeing you. Here's a coupon for a second visit. Or something as simple as that. Increases the chance of seeing them again tremendously. Now, what about your customers? Do you know which ones you're about to lose? That dreaded customer churn. What if you could influence and reduce your customer churn a little bit better? So something like pulling up a report to know who you haven't seen in a month or in the last 6 months, depending on your typical customer cadence. Maybe you send them a message saying, "We haven't seen you in a while. Come on back. Here, have a coffee on me if you're a coffee shop, or have a dessert on me if you're a restaurant, or have an oil change on me if you're an automotive dealership." There's lots of little things you can do to save that customer churn and possibly even figure out if there's a problem that can then be addressed by stimulating a conversation, because it is on that personalized level. So there's a lot of things you can do when it comes to, once you get that data, what you can do with it to help build and grow your business. Because if you're not losing customers, every new customer is a growth. You're not trying to just fill up that bucket just to keep your head above water. Now, everyone tells me when it comes to local business owners that loyalty doesn't work. We're just giving away stuff to people who are coming here anyways. Well, how do we get the difference between what a local business owner, their perspective of giving stuff away, to a strategic marketing tool like a Mega Martisan views loyalty? First of all, it's got to be a meaningful loyalty platform to a consumer, and that's a big conversation. But it's definitely a key part of what what needs to happen. The other thing is tie that technology into a couple of other things that make it even more meaningful to not only to the consumer, but also provide revenue opportunities for the business. Tie in coupons and promotions into that loyalty platform, upsell incentives, but it does all start with that data collection. If you're just talking about a piece of paper stuck in someone's wallet. There's no data collection there. So you've got to utilize technology for what it is, and really start to build that that interactive database and track every touch point. When it comes to the cost of a loyalty platform, we all invest money for something, but we want to get a return for it. So when it comes to a good loyalty platform, and I'm going to talk specifically about a coalition style loyalty platform like Air Miles. So basically what you're doing when you're building such a program, you're buying that customer data. The cost of that loyalty program are you acquiring that data, buying their email address, buying their name, buying their phone ID, buying their device ID, buying the touch points and all the data that surrounds that core data. At the end of the day, it really is a very, very low cost if it's done properly, and we'll talk about that a little bit later with the Yokoly's loyalty platform. But it provides a huge, huge, huge ROI for such a small cost if it's done properly. If you're going to continue to do loyalty like you always have, and you're just giving away stuff to customers who are coming in anyways, no, that is a total waste of money. You don't want to be doing that. But if you're using it for marketing purposes and can track and provide tangible results, it is a huge ROI. Again, if you do it properly. When it comes to consumers in general, all of these mega artisans have spent a lot of money on studying loyalty, and they've got a lot of smart people who they employ to do this. So we're going to steal that information that they've invested in for so many years. So they have told us that on average, each consumer will sign up for about 16 different loyalty programs. But getting them to sign up is only part of the battle, because they're not going to use all of them. They will actually use 6.7 loyalty programs, and they will commit to it passionately. They will love that program. They will live and die by it. They get really, really passionate about loyalty platforms. Most consumers want to participate in a meaningful loyalty platform, and they want to be rewarded for their shopping, and they want to really get passionate and become part of that business's community, about their culture, about their products, about their service, about their people, everything about it. It's just one part of the equation, but it is a very, very key part. So when it comes to recognizable, successful, not we're giving away products or giving away stuff to customers who are coming anyways, real meaningful loyalty platforms. You've got Air Miles, one of the best and biggest in the world. Starbucks, Walmart, Costco, Petro-Canada. Petro-Canada I participate in. I will drive by Shell and every other gas station, and I don't care how little amount of gas is in my gas tank. I want my points. I'm going to Petro-Canada. I do that every time I need gas. That is what we're talking about. That's the type of brand loyalty that loyalty will create for your business, not just a mega artisan like these. And that's the challenge, is these companies are eating our lunch because they figured out how important loyalty is if you do it properly. So why can't a locally owned business do it? I would argue that a locally owned brand, a single store or a group of maybe a half a dozen stores, does not have the brand clout to get the customer excited enough. If they want a coffee and they want to participate in a loyalty program, they're going to belong to Tim Hortons or Starbucks. They know no matter what part of town they're in, no matter what town they're in, they're going to be able to get their points when they get their coffee. But the challenge is, how do you get a locally owned business to garner that type of attention when it comes to the consumer's mind? Take a look at all of the businesses just in our little community here. You've got hundreds of local businesses. If each and every one of them had a loyalty platform, how are they going to compete and get on that short list of 6 with consumers? It's just too many. and none of them have that panache when you're competing against Air Miles and Starbucks and PC Points and Scene Points and all those other things. You're just not going to have that same amount of clout in the consumer's eyes. So what if we were to create a coalition-style platform, loyalty platform, with those same hundreds of local businesses, with all their favorite local brands on that loyalty platform, where you can get low ticket items, high ticket items. There's a quick accumulation of points and a frequency of reward redemptions, which are two of the most important things when it comes to successful loyalty platforms. And it gives each consumer the opportunity to use it multiple times throughout their day. Now we've got something that a consumer can get excited about. They're going to stay in their community. They're going to support all their favorite brands all day long. Starting to see what I'm seeing? Now, we can, as a community, be stronger together. And that's the whole point of this whole Yokalize movement, is to get people to care and support. They want to support local businesses, but they're getting distracted by the shiny things, by the Starbucks and the petrol points and all those other things. Let's get something that gets them excited about us as a community. Let's keep them engaged. Let's make sure that we provide something to them that is meaningful to them. We want to ensure that they will drive by our competitors to come to see your business, to see our business, instead of going to see a Mega Martisan. Let's get them to care enough to support local by using their money. And at the end of the day, what the Mega Martisans have shown us is that if there's a meaningful loyalty platform, consumers will visit more often. They will look for reasons to come to shop in your business, and every time they come, they're going to spend more. The higher cart values or higher average sales are a direct result of a good loyalty platform. That is why Mega Martisans invest millions and millions of dollars willingly in a good loyalty platform. We got to get local business owners, local SMBs, to understand what it is that can provide them more customer visits and higher average sales. And it starts with a sound loyalty platform, community-based. We spoke about Air Miles. They're world-renowned, by far the most impressive. If you're talking to anybody in the loyalty field, they start bragging about how wonderful Air Miles is. And it is Canadian-based. It is that consortium where it's not just like if you go to a Starbucks, they have their own one single brand loyalty platform. Air Miles has multiple brands, and that's what consortium means. The problem is it doesn't fit a local small business. It's very, very expensive. Chances are you're not going to be able to get onto it. You have to apply, and they're not going to allow you to participate. And oh, by the way, if you want the data, which is the whole reason why you do loyalty, it costs you a whole bunch more money. So it's not ideal for local business, for our purposes. If we were to, again, provide the benefits of an Air Miles-like coalition-style loyalty platform, but make it so that consumers can collect points at a wide variety of local businesses and redeem points at a local business. And what I mean by that, even with Air Miles, for a consumer to redeem points, they get a catalog with a television or a trip or something that they can buy from Air Miles. They're not supporting those local businesses. With the localized loyalty platform, the loyalty points are consumed at a local business, and that local business who's giving out that free to the consumer product actually gets paid from the loyalty platform for that product. So no one's getting hung out to dry. Everybody's getting supported. Everyone's making money. And what it also does is it creates a competition for each local business to have these wonderful redemption offers, so that the customers will get even more excited. It's like, wow, that's a really cool offer. I'm going to save up for that. So it just starts to really feed upon itself if you set it up properly, which I believe we have. So it's very, very meaningful. And because the local businesses are getting paid for these products, it substantially reduces the cost of that program, doesn't it? If you're getting paid to give those products away. So it's not expensive at all. Very, very low cost and huge ROI. Just imagine how excited a consumer is going to get to walk out of a pizza shop with a free pizza, or walk out of their favorite automotive dealership with a free oil change, or walk out of a restaurant after having a free dessert. Whatever it is, it's just they get so excited when they think they're getting something for nothing. And then they start to tell people, more people. If there's all their friends and family, and we start to create this whole movement, everybody's happy. Everybody wants it. All the businesses love it. All the consumers love it. It's a complete win-win. But again, it comes down to the data. Take advantage of every single opportunity for a touch point. Collect that touch point when you issue points, when you redeem points, when they log into your free guest Wi-Fi, when they redeem a coupon. With not only the core data, but all of these wonderful other touch points, now you've got a very powerful and effective ecosystem for all of your marketing. At the center of that ecosystem is your opted-in database. It's got to be opted in correctly, though. It just can't be, this person bought something from me. It has to be opted in properly, and you want to do it properly, like Yokalized has set up their system so that there is many opportunities for opting in and opting out and doing it properly, and the tracking and all that stuff. Then from there, you have the blue circle here, which talks about all of the one-to-one direct communications with those customers on your database, whether it's sending them an email, whether it's asking them for a review on your Google My Business, whether it's redeeming a coupon or a loyalty or setting up an appointment in your business. It's all very personalized and very direct, one-to-one. And if you do these things properly, you build your ideal customer. And this is the I guess big surprise, is that when you start to hone in on who your ideal customer is, you create a profile. And then what you can do is go to all of the mass marketing people like Google and Facebook and create, instead of doing broadcast emails in a shotgun approach and doing that pay and pray, you put a bunch of money out there and hope it works. What you're doing is you're creating ideal profiles of your next customer. Who is your current customer, your best customers, and then you can tell Facebook and Google who your ideal customer is, so that's who they're going to send your ad to. You can do things like lookalike audiences, custom audiences, so that you're then using a very fine, precise tool to reach out to all of those customers who fit that profile in the community, based upon a very wide data set, because of all this data you've been collecting. It works really, really well. So you're not wasting money on advertising. It just becomes more efficient and more effective. It's feeding off each other. And now you're really growing your business. You're reducing your customer churn. You're growing your business with the right type of customer. And it's just taken off. That is what the Mega Murtazans have been doing for a few decades. They've been fine-tuning this entire process, and it works. We've seen that it works. Have you driven by the parking lot at Walmart or Costco lately? It works. With the right data, and the more data you get, it provides more and more and more clarity. Take advantage of every opportunity, every touch point to create and enhance your data. And it will pay off tremendously. Within the Yokalized app, as an example, here is an example of a coupon on the right-hand side with a QR code. And QR codes are how that are how we track everything within our app. We can integrate into your POS system as well, but this is a very low cost interaction, and it works really, really well. Consumers don't mind that at all. You're giving them points, or you're giving them some money off. It works out exceptionally well, and because you've got this wonderful long code, you can track every single transaction. You know who the consumer is. You know what time of day it was redeemed. You know what the offer was, and then you just start to continue to add that to your data set. It's not just putting a piece of paper, a useless piece of paper that you then have to reconcile. You're now building your marketing engine and using it to your advantage. Most consumers want to utilize a good loyalty program with all of their shopping. So I would challenge you that if you do not have a good loyalty program, which is 99% of the small local businesses out there, your customer base is in trouble. It is very high chance that there's a large mega artisan pushing really hard to take that customer from you. It is so critical for the longevity of your business to make sure that you have that corner of your foundation taken care of. These consumers want it, and as local business owners, we got to figure it out. And that is why I created Yokealize, because that is the answer. Again, what's an ungood loyalty program? It's what we've been trying to do as local business owners. It's paper-based. It has no tracking. It's either a big ticket item only, or a low ticket item only, because the low ticket item, let's say a coffee, if you give someone a coffee after every 10 purchases, yeah, they're going to get excited. But really, are they getting excited? It's a coffee. Come on now. If you had the economic prowess of buying a car and getting some loyalty points, yeah, you had the ability to then provide some economic oomph to give them a reward, but you're not going to see them for 4 or 5 years because they don't need a car for another 4 or 5 years. So creating an ecosystem where you've got both big ticket items and low ticket items, and they feed off of each other, that is the powerful part of what we're talking about. Standing alone as a single business, it just doesn't work. It's not going to work. We know it doesn't work. Single business locations only. We need hundreds of locations, thousands of locations. That is the powerful part of creating a Yokealized movement. No communication tools, no coupons, and no marketing automation. That is what doesn't work. Those are the things that the mega artisans have told us are required for a successful loyalty platform, and why the unsuccessful loyalty platforms have not been working. So I think we've beaten that one to death. You have to get on that short list. It's got to be, again, high value in the eyes of the consumers with lots of other local businesses. And Yokealize definitely delivers in all of the criteria that we're talking about here. It's a shop local app. It's based upon technology that mega artisans have been perfecting for the past decade or so, and it drives traffic to your brick and mortar store, not your e-commerce site. It's developed to focus on that 85% of business that consumers want. They want to walk into your store, look you in the eye, touch the product, try it on, taste it, whatever your product is. They want that human interaction. It's got built-in retention tools. It's got built-in customer acquisition tools. And most importantly, it's got those customer engagement tools. All of those things under one beautiful package. The consumer app, the free guest Wi-Fi, coupons, and loyalty, all to collect data. We're not in the loyalty business. We're not in the coupon business. We're not in the Wi-Fi business. We're in the data acquisition business and the marketing acquisition, or the marketing enhancement business. So that is the purpose of Yokealize, and that is the purpose that you need to be in as well. Look forward to hearing from you. Reach out to me. My name is Tim Seaton. You can get a hold of me at tim@yokealize.com, and or go to yokalize.com, and there's links on there to get on my calendar, and we can discuss how and if this is a fit for you. I look forward to hearing from you, and thank you for your time today. Take care.